Alright, we are here with Lazav, Wearer of Faces. Now, initially I thought you had to investigate outside of this card, but you don't. It investigates itself. If you had to run investigate cards to get clues in the first place, this would be horrendously bad. Half my deck was trying to do that, but I realized that was not the case, so we took a second look at it, and this is what I came up with. The other side of this card is when you sack a clue, this becomes a creature it exiled from the graveyard. So you can exile your own creatures, like, you mill over, discard Gristlebrand, or it died somehow, and then it can be a copy of it. It's pretty cool. It can keep happening with the same creature, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So that's nice, as opposed to the other card that only does it once, Kaya. Right? Yeah, Kaya only gets that trigger per creature. You can't do this multiple times, so it's pretty nice that Lazav can. I'm running all the 1-mana protection spells, dive down, the like, all the hexproof, some discard. You can Thoughtseize yourself to discard something. That's also kind of cool. I don't normally like the Veil, but discarding something Lazav would love to become is obviously pretty nice. Same with Mardu Outrider and Reggie. These both discard cards, and then you can use them like that. I have Rona, same thing, looting, all kinds of looting, modern age, stuff like that, just to get this stupid stuff out of my hand, put it into the graveyard for Lazav. Brawl's in here because I have some counter spells, and it discounts a fair amount of my deck, somewhat. And it loots when I counter, so that would work with the draw discard style thing we're going for. I've never actually played with Compulsion. I feel like this is probably the first place to play Compulsion. I just think this fits rather nicely, although it is a bit slow. All the really good removal, all the really good, blue and black mythics to turn this into whatever. I like this card. It's a bit slow, but it's just a tutor that puts it in the relevant zone instead of your hand, so I kind of like it. This card I've never played with, does essentially the same thing. Just tutoring cards into your graveyard. I don't think I've ever seen this played before. So that, hey, you know what? It's pretty cool. What you could do if this was in your graveyard is turn Lazav into it, and then kind of, instead of attack with Lazav, just activate it to find something scarier later. Right? It does mean you're slowing yourself down a bit, but, it's just another way to look at this. Obviously, your Necropotence and all that dumb stuff. Underworld Connections is not in here. It probably should be. Over Rusco, maybe, or something like that. I don't know what I'll change, but I probably should put it in now that I'm looking at it. No room, in my opinion, for Mana Rocks. Also, this is pretty cheap, and a lot of the big stuff is not something I'm looking to actually cast. I mean, Epiphany is in here. Probably shouldn't be, now that I've just said what I said. But, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm going to take this out and add Underworld Connections. And, yeah, that's the game plan. Mill big stuff, exile big stuff, crack clues, turn Lazav into big scary thing, kill your opponent. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let's roll. Well, I got no big stuff, and Mikabulis is problematic. All I really need to do is find something. I do have a Brainstorm, I guess. I guess I leave Brainstorm up turn 1, get around some kind of discard spell. But, we'll see. Alright, not much of a reason to play Lazav. It's not actually doing anything. Kind of surprised to see that, but sure. Champion of Wits, that's a pretty good one. Okay. I don't really like Rotting Regisaur. That is a lot of tap lands. Okay, that's a good card. 4, 5. So I guess I lead with the attack. They don't have double blue. And I don't really expect this to, like, untap and do anything. But even if it does, it's not like Lazav is in play anyways for it. Alright, yeah, this is a... I don't know, the counterspells are the most important thing in my deck style matchup. 5-6. So if I do nothing, or rather if I do something, my opponent can cast Nicol Bolas unimpeded, and then I basically lose. So let's not lose. Sure. So if I let this get exiled, it triggers again, right? Before I would kill this, like, in response or whatever. Okay. Brainstorm? Oh, we got a fetch land. Look at that. Perfect Brainstorm. I guess I don't need the protection spell for Lazav. And I guess I just... Well, if I'm going to fetch, might as well do it now. So the Modern Age doesn't... I don't know if my life total matters. I'm just going to get said fetch land. And I guess this is the slightly safer choice between all my choices here. I mean, this also has flash. It also does that. Okay, I like Ashiok, but I don't love Ashiok, so I think I can get rid of it. I think the other options are just slightly better here, so that's fine. If I don't have the Whirlwind, I won't. If I do, I will. What does this do? Okay. Well, they didn't concede immediately. I guess at this point I will cast my commander. And then hope I untap. There's nothing in the graveyard my opponent needs to be that scared of, to be honest with you. Yep, they're going through my graveyard right now, sifting through. It's not really that scary. Sure. Okay, so if I were to just do it right now... I don't have another land, so I can't do this and what I want with Lazav. So let's go to combat. I guess Rotting Regisaur? Not sure how the control thing works there. I mean, we could deal damage. Okay. Found my land. I think I'm gonna play it. I think that's better than doing anything. I do not care about this Malcolm. Opponent drew 2 lands in a row. Cyclonic Rift. Alright, so let's draw here. Jin-Gitaxias. Well, we're not close to that one, let me tell you. We are not close to that one. I guess I discard this one? I guess Jin-Gitaxias is slightly better. No, I mean this. We just get rid of that one. Play you. And then hope my opponent does some weird stuff that lets me do whatever. I mean, the other Modern Age trigger probably just get rid of Jink attacks, so it doesn't really matter. Heartless Act notably does not. Turn Exile. Okay. Does not cut it. This doesn't kill this because it's got a counter on it, which is very, very annoying. I feel like the Heartless Act with that logic is completely useless. Maybe I should have just played Champion outright. Well, never mind. Never mind. I don't know why a Grixis control deck is playing Robber of the Rich, but you got it. Doesn't really make any sense to me. Are they dead? 1, 2, 3. I think they're dead. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they're... Yes, they are. I got them. I got them. They had no cards in hand. They're just dead. Nice. Assuming I do this right. Alright, we did it. I beat Grixis control with the greediest of the Nicol Bolas. That's really nice. They didn't really have much of a board presence, but they did have Cyclonic Rift. Like, they answered my stuff pretty well. I don't know what this is doing. That's strange. Usually Grixis control decks have a full hand. So I don't know how you ever trigger this. But alright, cool. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Nice. We only needed, or essentially only had one counterspell that whole game as well. And I suppose it was quite crucial. Giggles McChub. Alright, I don't like this. I don't really like anything about this. No. Okay, I like this a little bit better. Start with Rona. I think. I mean, I can just play this. It doesn't do anything, but sure. Okay. I've got no way to draw a discard or anything like that, so just play this, swing. Are these both humans? Oh, they're not. I have to choose the Cavernous Souls. I suppose I'm always naming one of these. Worn Power Stone. Okay, so we're already close to losing to Narset. Let's play... I think I just have to play how this game is panning out, which is just doing this. I could have discarded it and then made Lazav it, but that means it's a whole turn cycle of not actually attacking with this. I mean, if you have a sweeper, just... Okay, they don't have anything. So I do get a trigger of my choice, assuming they don't have Lightning Bolt or whatever. I just don't know what that trigger should be. I can't blow up. I guess I just Ancient Silver Dragon? Maybe he'll just... Maybe my opponent just scoops when they see Gristlebrand. I don't know. Opponent did not scoop. And I cannot take an extra turn or anything like that. And again, this has hexproof. Because of course it does. The gate was a really good draw. Do I have a follow-up with a 1-mana spell? Not really. I guess I play Brawl? Loot and response. And then pass. Keep 7. Alright, so you. And then I don't think this one matters too much, but fine. Alright. If their thing has, like, flying, I'm screwed, right? Which they might be able to give it flying? If they're just swinging with it, this is just so... Okay, never mind. For some reason, I thought Narset had to physically hit you. So never mind, I'll just take 3. Do you have a... Oh, wait, no, there's 0. Silly me. Oh, we're just seeing the absolute stupidity of Narset right now. And then there's nothing I can put in my own graveyard that matters at all. I guess I swing with these. This can loot again. Is that better than anything else? Whatever, I'm just going to send damage. It would be nice for Lazav to just be in potential one-shot range. I somehow have to get an extra turn through this dumbness, but... Tybalt, I don't know. Draft a book. Target creature. I didn't block. Oh my. I didn't block. I didn't block. I can't believe I didn't block. I'm assuming they have an extra turn on that foretell whatever thing, so that was horrendously bad for me. I can't believe... Or it could be Doomscar, I guess, but it's probably not Doomscar. I cannot believe I didn't block that. It just completely eluded me. Oh look, it's the card in question. Wow. Am I max punished for not blocking? Of course I am. Oh man, I'm so bothered I didn't block. I just clicked right through it. Ugh, that was so bad. That was so unbelievably bad. Sure. Okay, I mean, it looks like I just straight up won the game. I can't believe that. Right? Did I? Hold on. No, I didn't. Oh, wait, this is 8. Yes, I did. I won the game. My opponent's tapped out. No way. I won the game. I can't believe that. That's insane. That's completely insane that my opponent didn't have enough to survive. Wow. I was right about the extra turn too, because the reason not blocking was such a big deal, obviously, is because if they had another turn of swinging, but they somehow had no counterspells. I guess Narset really doesn't want to exile counterspells. It's just like Cascade, But that is wild. That is completely wild. Okay. Yeah, they just didn't have anything. Sometimes it happens. That's wild. 2-0. Unbelievable. I did not feel confident at all in any way until my opponent's mana was really low, and then they did not have an extra turn, so okay. So I have a lot of removal and counter spells and stuff like that. It's been a long time since I've been on the play against this thing, which, as I usually say, being on the play against Malcolm is extremely significant. So I do have very, very good cards right here, though. I don't want to see a cantrip. Okay, what the hell is this do? Choose an opponent, conjure a duplicate hand. Sure? Do I just kill that? Why do I care? Can I take the Spell Pierce? Target opponent. It's such a weird card. It's something to do instead of doing nothing. It's just weird. Okay, let's do nothing. I really don't care if they conjure... I mean, my deck is not bad, but there's a lot of extremely irrelevant cards, so I'm not too upset with this. Do I get to see what it is? No, I just have to figure it out the hard way. Does my opponent protect this? Please protect this. Shoot. Okay, I have a Malcolm of my own. It is essentially a blocker. I guess I leave it up. It's not the worst. My opponent, I think, has to go for Malcolm here? I feel like they do. Maybe they don't. Alright. I mean, I'm forcing them to do something about it right now with this card. Puts on top or whatever. Okay, well, there's no... You never trade Malcolms here, so there has to be some kind of combat trick. But I obviously can't afford to simply not block. That's adorable. And apparently it's good enough. Alright, so let's play you. And then I can sort of do stuff. I only have one blue source. Not horrible, though. Opponent gets rid of... Oh, right, they're Malcolm. Forgot. Like, why is that in their deck? That's why. I think I'm leading with this card here. Alright. We're probably going to lose now. I didn't do anything. Yeah, just too slow. This is too slow. Lay claim. So I found my second blue source. Alright. My opponent felt like they didn't have a chance, which is confusing to me. I don't understand why they conceded. Let me think about it for a second. Okay, so I think my opponent conceded because this whiffed, and they saw Counterspell and felt like that was bad, but I only had one blue source. This wasn't getting anywhere, and they had a tutor here. So they could find the best card in their deck in this spot. I mean, they could even find Time Warp, or Time Walk, whatever, Time Warp, and just guarantee this, because they can take 2 turns and obviously loot twice. That wouldn't do much if they don't have any actual good things to get rid of, so maybe they don't do that, but I'm a little confused on the concession. Maybe they felt like I was... I really don't know. I don't know why they conceded there. I think they're in the position their deck wants to be in. I don't know what the issue is. And if I don't cast my commander, I have to like fight this through it. And I only have 1 blue source again, and I would need 3 if I want to cast these at the same time. So I really don't understand the concession, but okay. I tried sitting there for a minute thinking about it. I don't know. My opponent knew something I didn't. I don't know. 3-0. I'll take it. But I really think if that went to its conclusion, I don't think I was winning that. I think I was significantly behind. My opponent was exactly where they wanted to be. They're doing exactly what their deck wanted to do, right? It was very strange. Okay, this is mono black. Is this the... Okay. The black O'Hare, but it's not called one because some weird stuff happened. Alright, I don't love this hand, but it does have a wash away. I don't know if I played against this, but it is probably just mono black, like, discard Herpa Derpa. My commander dying doesn't... It has no significance for quite a while, so I'm just going to cast it. Okay, they have the best card in their entire deck. Excellent. Swing, do nothing. This is probably better than Black Market Connections. And there's Black Market Connections. Look at that. Funny. I guess I'm just cracking a clue for the sake of it. So why not? It's not like I'm doing anything else. Okay, that did wind up being extremely useful that I did do that, so. I am drawing cards. This is more than nothing. I guess yet again we do the same thing. A creature, enchantment, planeswalker. Okay, well, you can't take my counterspell. And if you take one of these, I get to Lazav it, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. They probably take the Massacre, which doesn't have any text on it, so that's really funny. I'm assuming this doesn't get exiled, right? Yeah, so now Lazav swings as a 7/7. It's kind of funny. I would have taken Meat Hook Massacre 6 Ways to Sunday there. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I don't need to deal with that. So we are kind of beating them up a little, but it's not terribly useful. Oh, I also played a land they didn't know about. That was obviously a mistake. Alright, so they kill it anyways. You got it. They know about my thing. What does this do? Okay, so I play this. It could be very difficult to deal with. No, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to do this. So, I guess it looks at your hand as well. So it's pretty easy, but it is a sorcery. Invoke Despair. Okay, sure. Could have been worse. I think I'll just start this clock. Just start doing this. And I'll play Lazav, even though it doesn't really do much. Don't really care if it dies, to be honest. Okay, it dies. So be it. Obviously, these two things are almost castable at this point. This doesn't have haste, right? Yeah, okay. I mean, it doesn't have summoning sickness, but it technically doesn't have haste. Okay. If I play this, I can leave up my removal spell. I guess I'll do that. If they kill it first, Fatal Push works before combat. Okay. I don't think you can swing. Yeah. Think I kill it anyways? Because they're almost just dead. Okay, well, I can't activate that because, yeah, reasons. And then play... Just pop this. I just milled them for a quadrillion. That's hilarious. Nice. Yeah, that, okay, let me find out why I milled them for a quadrillion. This card's a non-land, yep, so they discard the card. What happened that made them mill that much? Oh, just literally Tasha. Tasha milled... They had that few creatures, huh? Few amount of... Was that just that many lands in a row? Could you imagine? Could you actually imagine that many lands in a row? Karn the Great Creator. Well, that doesn't really work. Yeah, that's cool. I get to see their deck. Don't usually get to do this. Nothing surprising in here, really. Interesting, yeah. They just couldn't keep up with it. They needed to kill Lazav. They ran out of gas. This, as a 4/4 flying lifelink that sometimes makes 1/1s, is definitely not as good as Tergrid or like Tiny Bones or something, but it's kind of cool. I've never played against it. I'm just happy it wasn't Tergrid. What am I, 4-0? Lazav's out here just bullying people. I don't know what's going on. Okay, another matchup kind of relying on just the early removal and whatnot. The Spell Pierce notably not very good. Tasha can be, but it probably won't be, so... Okay, another hand that's probably not good enough. I don't have any way to stop what's going on. This would be good enough if Liliana was good enough. I don't think I can go to 5, so... Guess we're just forced into this. I don't like it, though. Not too confident. Alright, hand just, not doing so hot right now. I would love for them to cast this and me find a black source. Shoot. Okay, I found the black source, but I notably did not... I'm not hitting their, commander. But still doing good stuff. I feel like I may have wanted to just get Watery Grave for the sake of it. Alright, so they have to leave up a protection spell for their own commander. I'm going to get rid of these because they're not very useful. Alright, nice, yeah. I think the spamming ability of always checking their commander means they have to spend so many resources to continuously keep it alive. And if I had a removal spell, or literally this, I can basically stop whatever was going to protect it anyways. So Liliana was absolutely huge. I think this is a good example of why you should mulligan for certain cards. Because, yeah, keeping the average hand that's good with my commander is not as good as just stopping my opponent from doing things. Really nice. Alright. We're 5-0 with Lazav. Look at that. Also completing 3 quests. All at the same time. It's a good day to be me in this game, apparently. I say that. But it'll come around. It'll come around. Can't win every game. I like this hand quite a bit. I don't have a way to discard Loathing, but that's not too... Oh, I mean, I do, but... Okay, fine. So we go here, here. Boom, boom, boom. Kulane is a little scary. It's kind of slow, though, but, like, that doesn't... We'll see. Alright, so Malcolm's going to be doing some work. Or not, we'll see. Okay, Malcolm will not do any work at all, but still going to cast it. Okay, Malcolm can proceed to do work again. Just run this out. Not terribly useful, but might as well commit my mana. Oh, come on. Come on. With these perfect blockers, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, well, guess I'm just not playing Magic for a whole turn. I don't think I'm making 3-2s. My life total might be relevant, and the 3-2s probably won't do much. I don't know. I don't anticipate much coming from them. Okay, well, they probably take Thoughtseize. I mean, I can still cast it. What do you take here? You can't take these. Oh, wait, you just take this, right? I guess. No, you do take Thoughtseize. Fine. I can get behind that. Another perfect blocker, by the way. Okay, another totally dead card. I don't know if a 3-2s get me anywhere, so I'm just not going to exhaust my own face to do so. Let us play Thoughtseize. My opponent was willing to take it from me. Okay, my opponent's hand is not really good. I mean, mine will be good if I get there, and it is possible. I might get Watery Grave instead of one of the Seek lands, because my second color of the same color is vulnerable to hurting me with the river, so I'll trade with the Spellbinder, because I'm probably going to ever swing with Malcolm. Okay. So far I've drawn categorically useless cards. Like, everything I've played or drawn has just been so terribly useless. How does this work? Return target creature, use blah 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 blah. Alright, so I can tutor up some kind of removal spell. Is this toughness or power? Mana value, shoot. Can I play Liliana? And if so, why? Sure, I can. It means I'm losing my treasures, but you know what? I need to do what I need to do, so. I don't want them to flicker that. And I hope they just sort of start swinging at Liliana, as it's not too big of a deal for me for them to do that. I really did not want to see them find creatures that are castable. That's horrendously bad. Of course, now they're just chaining together. Modern Age. So now I get a trigger. Let's make a treasure. But that trigger... Let me just make sure. My opponent... Nah, that's not even true. My opponent can just negate this. I guess I run it out anyways. It's kind of funny. Okay, they just didn't do it. Maybe they're not sure how it worked, but they did not notably do what they probably should have done. They must have a different answer for the card in hand here. I'm not sure. But this is obviously huge for us. Now, you might as well just take it. I would. Well, why didn't you just block? If you could just block in heroic intervention. That was weird. Okay. Let's play you and just pass. Discard 5. So you. And I don't think I need boots. Fine. I do not care about Nyxbloom Ancient. I kind of hope they just cast it. They do. Alright, so they have 4 mana after the fact. Let's see if I can't change that. Let's kill you. Or attack this. Because now they have to tap all of their creatures to defend this. And then they can't do anything. Yeah, so now Ancient's in play, they can't use the... Alright, they drew a land, so they couldn't play whatever it would be anyways. Okay, this is totally fine. Let's make a treasure. Loot away, I guess, you. And I think I'm in a much favorable position here. I might as well eat their graveyard. Okay, so let's kill the Ancient. But my opponent has enough mana to cast everything in their deck, so maybe that doesn't matter. I think I probably should still kill it. It is a 5/5. That is relevant. I don't have infinite life. And then just pass. Reality Chip. Let us actually... Is that a creature? It is. Okay. Okay, fine. Alright, well, at least a lot of the things we're drawing aren't actually useful. Opponent's running Ornithopter? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, see, a lot of things my opponent are drawing, its drawing is just, like, not doing anything. I probably should have still countered the Reality Chip, though, so they couldn't, like, do anything with that. Okay, so we Whirlwind Denial this trigger, so it doesn't go off. They don't have the mana to... They only have 2 here, so they just can't redo anything. They can equip the Reality Chip, but they won't have any mana. And at this point, they must start blocking Gristlebrand. I will just take the kill here. I'm gonna brainstorm. I found poop. There's no way for me to discard this, right? I would love to swing with this, but I guess at that point it doesn't matter. My opponent's gonna block whatever I swing with anyways. It literally doesn't matter. I should also not be exiling repeated things as I... Wait, what if I Nyxbloom Ancient? Hold on. Can I capitalize on that? I think I can. What if I just Nyxbloom Ancient? So I can cast this. I actually like this a lot. I really don't think it matters what you block it with. Okay, sure. Yep. I'll just take out the mana. And then I play you. And then I play this. My opponent gets free reign if I play this, but Tail's End, I don't know, I think Tail's End is just better than doing anything. So I'm going to do that. So they get a re-look here with the reality chip. So it's a lot of stuff here. Alright, so I can counter the trigger. Good thing I left out Tail's End, I guess. That way I don't, you know, lose the game. That was also an insane amount of mana to cast. And if I can kill one of their flyers, they are dead, right? Because they tapped their reach creature. They didn't tap the other one. Yeah, nice. Awesome. So yeah, what happened there was, yeah, we countered this trigger, thank the 9 Divine, but they tapped this one instead, so they don't have reach. And then I obviously just Liliana here or something, or I guess Liliana this away. And then this turns into a lethal flyer, and this is a lethal flyer. They have 2 blockers. We just need a removal spell. At this point, I would probably draw here, and then I would draw pre-combat. Go to 1 off of the Gristlebrand, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this is 3 plus 7. Yeah, so I go to 2. See if I draw a removal spell. If not... No, okay, never mind. The Otawara does it, because I can always block. Yeah, I can just bounce 1 Otawara. So we just had it. We just had it. Awesome. Really, really nice. Wow. Alright, look at that. That's crazy. I just went 6-0. Okay, so I really liked this commander. I went 6-0 against a wide range of things. It was really nice. I really like how this basically always draws a card, so it almost feels like one of those Malcolm-style decks where, like, you're basically drawing... The loot on Malcolm is not really relevant, right? So you really are just drawing a card with a 2-mana thing. This isn't like that completely because it's behind a clue, so it's like 2 mana every time. But this was totally fine, not turning into anything scary, just because I had clues and it drew a card essentially every time it swung. And it's built-in Graveyard Hate, which in some matchups is quite relevant. That was really cool. You want to make sure you don't exile multiple creatures if you don't have to, because then you would wind up the next time you cast Lazav, you've already exiled 5 things, and you didn't have to, right? You don't need to bury a bunch of creatures under 1 Lazav. If it dies, you're going to want to have something else to do. So just exiling random stuff is pretty useful. I like the counterspell package. The draw discard was fine. Brawl's discount was more relevant than the counter spell loot thing, but that was just fine. I didn't feel bad about that. Archmage's Charm is probably one of the weaker cards in here. This might want to just be a normal counterspell, probably, or some kind of draw discard like Compulsive Research. It's a sorcery. There's an instant version, I know. Thirst for Discovery is probably just better. I think it is just better, so I'll just do that. Again, discarding cards is a little bit better than not. Or, I mean, even literally this. It's also a counterspell and also loots, right? We don't have Faithless Looting, unfortunately. In fact, this is probably so good, I might want to make room for it. Maybe take out the Mardu Outrider? Yeah, I think I like just taking out Outrider. I like this as something that sits there and blocks pretty efficiently. Again, it's pretty easy to discard whatever. This is probably worse than Rotting Regisaur. I think this one is probably better. Discarding multiple cards can get a little sketchy, but this is an early, large, annoying thing, and if it hits once or twice, Lazav has a lot less work to do. when it comes to actually killing your opponent. So between these two, this one's definitely the weaker of the two, in my opinion. And it also, this one's technically easier to cast. So yeah, I actually like Find the Villain's Lair. That probably should have already been in here. You don't want to go too ham on the draw discard. You could probably just drop Necropotence because it doesn't allow you to discard cards. This did not come up. Necropotence is still extremely stupid regardless, so you might just want to keep it in. But it could just be Rhystic Study, right? I think that's more on theme, so maybe we do just change that. Just for the sake of someone screaming at me that they accidentally discarded Gristlebrand with Necropotence in play and lost it. So I guess that's just more on theme. But yeah, for the most part, I liked everything. It also didn't feel bad when he died. So when Lazav dies the first time, or you have nothing to do on turn 2 and you cast it, it's like, okay, I'll just cast it later. It probably wasn't going to do anything immediately on turn 3. So that's pretty interesting. A lot of commanders, you really don't want it to die. Some of them have a strong enter the battlefield effect. This does not have that. And it doesn't have flash. It's not like Malcolm or anything like that. But it felt really good. Some of these things aren't exciting. Like your turn 4 being Rusko is kind of weird. Everything else fits a little bit better to me. I think Rusko is probably the strangest thing in here. The Midnight Clock shuffling away your own graveyard could be a problem, but that is so far down the road after you had already cast this. I don't know if that's that big of a deal. Some of these were maybe a little weird, like Hullbreaker required me to cast things mid-combat for it to do stuff, but that isn't too big of a deal. It also doesn't have flying or anything, so it's not one of the first things you pick. Cityscape Leveler and Ulamog have attack triggers, which means I would have to have them exiled already with Lazav in a past turn for them to be important and meaningful for their attack triggers. It's still an 8/8 and a 10/10 indestructible, but if you want to trigger off of it, you're going to have to wait a whole turn cycle, which might be a little rough. There's a complete argument to not running these. If you put this in your graveyard with the other trillions of ways you're doing that anyways, you can just unearth it, so it is not completely useless. You can unearth it. You don't need to Lazav it. Ulamog, on the other hand, there was like one game where I got close to actually casting it, but that it didn't come to fruition, and I don't even know how good that would have been because I think they had a bunch of permanents in play. I don't know, but obviously casting this is great, but it does cost 10 mana, and you for some reason never discarded this before turn 10, right? So I don't like Ulamog in this deck. I'll probably end up taking it out. Actually, yeah, I just don't like it. I don't know what to put it in, but this was probably the most useful commander of the new set. I really liked it. I'm surprised I hadn't played it before. I played against it a couple times, and it didn't. One time it had the nuts, and I still beat it, so I was just assuming it wasn't good. I think I was in the mindset where you really needed a clue token, and it didn't create a clue token itself. I think that's where my mindset was. So, in hindsight, it was a lot better than I thought it was. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like this commander a lot. I'll probably look more into playing this like when I'm not recording or streaming, because I usually just play POC to like get the daily wins or whatever. But this felt smooth. I liked the gameplay. It isn't super one-dimensional. You are doing things in the meantime. Your negate doesn't have to protect Lazav. It can, negate something. Same with any counterspell, really. That is really cool. This is by far the best You Find the Villain's Lair commander. So I really wish I had this in here the whole time. But both of these have never been so relevant in any deck other than this one. Both of these are just excellent abilities, especially at instant speed. Instant looting is pretty nice. Same with this thing. I really like this. And again, this was no mana rocks. No mana rocks. That doesn't happen too often. Although, I have been finding myself to have been doing that more recently. It could just be because these commanders from this set require a bunch of cards that really work with them, so you don't have room. But regardless, I like this. I recommend it. It is probably my favorite commander of the new set. I know there's the tiger thing, like the wolf whatever, and then that other one, but I obviously like blue-black decks more than like Naya beatdown decks. So I really like this. So yeah, I recommend it. Let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.